What's up, everybody? It's Omar. It is shit. I can't think. Oh yeah, it's Wednesday, February 28th, 8:10 p.m. in the evening. I'm a little tipsy. I'm very happy. I made an obscene amount of money today, and I want to build my watch list for tomorrow, guys. So today was the action was crazy, and my watch list yesterday was fantastic. I think I've been spoiling you a little bit this week, and I'm not trying to sound like cocky or anything. I'm just kind of fucking around, but I'm kind of not fucking around because if you follow me on Twitter, I've been calling out plays literally all week. You can go through my timeline for all week, and I've been lucky enough to get on, not every day this week. I think Monday and yesterday, and I think today I've been on. And last week I was able to do it, I think 1 or 2 days too, where I'm like in real time telling you what I'm looking at, what I'm trading, if I'm not trading, what I'm looking at, to tell you where you can get in and out. It's been incredible. So anybody that's questioned, if I'm like, if I know my shit, just go watch my videos, go see the stocks, what they do the next day, and go look at my timeline, see what I'm posting as things are happening or before they happen, and tell you what to look for. And I've been on point. People that follow me can tell you, if you're just watching this for the first time, just ask comments and people will tell you. I know people on Twitter. I'm meeting them on Twitter as I like post these things. I don't know any of these people personally, but I feel like I'm gaining like friends, like a little community now of people who really are watching the videos and constantly emailing me, not emailing me, but twittering me and YouTubing me, and telling me like they're banking it. It's really inspiring. And honestly, I can always contemplate whether or not I want to keep doing this, because I'm pretty private, and I don't like attention, and I'm not that kind of guy. But to see the community grow and to see how people are really following me and really learning, it makes me happy, man. I that's what I do it for. Just because my stories, originally I was in a group on Facebook with just regular dudes, and I was like killing the market when I first started, and just people started asking me what I was doing, so I just started like telling people what I've been doing, and that's kind of how it started. So today was killer, man. My watch list yesterday, this is the watch list I built for today. I'll go over that in a second, but I would watch the video yesterday. I told everybody ABIO. I said, I mapped out the key support and resistance levels, and I said there was no resistance above, and I said if it got above 75, I think this shit can rip, and it did. I'm no genius, but I just know these stocks because I've been doing this for over a year now, and you don't need to be a genius to do this, guys. Just follow what I'm teaching you, study those videos, watch me on Twitter, go to my YouTube, watch all those videos. If we go to YouTube, this is FinViz, where I was looking to look at stocks. You go to YouTube and you type on watchotrade. Let's see, watchotrade. Which is my handle. I got a whole catalog, man. This is I'm up to 116 videos now, and if you go to my channel, I got a playlist and I categorize it nice and easy for you guys, and you can see my watch list videos. These are so like literally from like November of last year, I want to say of December of last year to like, I don't know, like maybe May or June, I really wasn't active. If you looked here, like in April I did 4 videos, August I did 8, September I did 1, October I did 6, 4, 3. I haven't been very active, but then this year I've been much more active. So in January I did 3, but I did 15 this month, and so much content, so much information, and you can see how I evolved over this last time. This momentum trading fundamentals is 11 videos. It's like a course. So watch the videos, man. Take notes and ask questions. I've been pretty open with everybody on Twitter. I'm a big believer in giving back and helping others. I don't like to like keep things to myself. If I can share something that can benefit someone, I'm all for it. So watch these videos, guys. I got everything here for you guys. And if you go into this momentum trading fundamentals, if you want to know how I got these scanners that you see here, well, this is the key video I always tell everybody to watch, because this gives you a great foundation of trading. But this creating custom scanners and indicators and how to build my watch list, these three will, and these four actually, this one also, like how to use Thinkorswim for virtual trading. These are great, man. So if you want to know how I got this, just watch those videos, and that's how it breaks it down, how I build these scanners and stuff. But I've really just been playing my watch list, man. I don't even look to see what's moving anymore. I just focus on my watch list, and that's, I'm telling you, I've been crushing it. I used to, post P&L and all that stuff. I stopped doing that shit because you don't focus on learning. You focus on how much you made today, which is not, that's not, who gives a shit what somebody else is making? I'm trying to make money. I don't care what you make. I just want to learn from people who have a strategy that, makes sense. So that's really what I focus on, guys. So with that said, really quickly, I'm just going to go through the watch list for tomorrow. So first up, I put JGX, and I put this because sometimes this stock, every year at some point, this stock has a habit of moving. Let me pull up the big chart for you guys, make it easier for you guys to see. And it's got some volume today. 12 million shares traded. It had 5 million shares traded yesterday. 3 million shares traded the day before. 4 million. So its average is about 7 million, but it's up 15. Now I don't know what caused this to spike. I didn't look, but I only have one trade to look at. If it breaks above 15.8 and holds, then I'll go long on it and see where it is. And then what you want to do is you want to see like where it's been over the last 10 days. And you notice, it can't break that 1508. 10 days on the 16th, it hit that area, and it hadn't broken it. If I go back 180 days, you can see though, 180 days ago, this was as high as 99 cents, and it just completely collapsed because it's a dog shit stock. But it has had momentum in the past where, look, it's gotten as high as 17 cents. So I mean, if you take this, let's say tomorrow it does break, if it does break and hold at 15.8, you smash and dash. You get in if it holds at 15.8 level, look to make 1 or 2 cents and sell. If you want to say this, and go in heavy so you can get your money and get out fast. That's if you decide to trade this. I don't know. Maybe it runs. I don't know what. I just look at the technicals. I haven't looked at the news. But that's the only level I care to look to trade this for, right? For me personally. Okay. So if it breaks 15.8, remember it has to break above it, pull back and hold it, or form a higher low where you see a clear support, and then you go long. All right. Next up, NVCN. NVCN. Big mover today. This is a stock that's been as high as $2 over the last year. I mean, it's dog shit. It's just been totally collapsing. And, but today it had this crazy move. 30 million shares traded, which is crazy. Probably some news. I don't know. But for me personally, after hours, it's at this 25, 26 level. What I want to see is if it gets above this 27.84 level, let's say 28 cents to round up and holds, you could take it long, and your potential exit is 31.43. Now, if you want to be safe, I would look. If you want to be safe, don't buy unless it breaks above 31.43 and holds. So if it breaks above it, pulls back and holds, then take it long. Then that shit is gonna move. It's gonna fucking fly tomorrow. I don't know what caused this to move, but we'll see. Maybe tomorrow just tanks or does nothing. But there's nothing wrong with putting a stock on a watch list, guys. And I have the alerts. And remember I tell you, put those alerts. Use this alert messenger box. This is the box that I use, this alert messenger. And what it does, it alerts me to any stocks that are moving. All right, it'll pop up on my messenger as well as my phone. And it's fantastic. I don't need to look at 10 stocks, 10 different tickers at once. It'll alert me when it hits my key level, which keeps me more disciplined actually. That way I'm not just making crazy trades, So it's worked fantastic for me. You don't know how many stocks that I put on my watch list that didn't move, and then 5 days later the move happens and I get the alert and I get in and I bank. It's been fantastic, and Thinkorswim is free. So again, we're looking to see if it breaks above 27 and holds, take it long. If it can't hold 27.84, short it, risking off that level or risking off the 31.43. If it gets above to 31.43 and can't hold it, short it. But if it breaks above it and holds, go long. Now again, this is a ticker that is, for example, it's hard to borrow with thinkorswim. So interactive brokers may have shares to short, or definitely Centerpoint may as well. So it really depends on your broker. E-Trade, I don't know if it will have. I'm gonna check to see if E-Trade. The thing that sucks about E-Trade is that you cannot know if a stock is easy or to borrow or hard to borrow until you try to actually place the trade, which is so fucking stupid. I've asked them, why can't you fix that? It's so dumb. Anyway, next up, BIOC. BIOC is up 22%. It was at 25 cents a couple of days ago. It's at 35. I like it because it's in this channel, So, for me, if it's, it's at this 35.7 level, maybe pre-market starts ripping up. So remember, guys, it's super important that you want to map out your key highest day pre-market, because that is going to be a key level for you. So you got to map out support and resistance in pre-market too when a stock starts moving, especially if it moves above the high. So if it gets above 35.9 and holds, I'm going to take it long. All right. If it can't hold it, I'm going to short it. And if it definitely can't hold 34.3, I'm going to short it, risking off 34.3 or the high of 35.9. And you got a lot of support here, 33 cents. But I'm not really looking at it unless it breaks the higher day, because right now the market seems to be picking up, even though the Dow rolled back today. These stocks seem to be moving. So if it breaks higher day and holds, it's a potential long. Remember though, map out to see where it's been over the last 30 days. See what the next resistance level is. And it's hard to tell, but it has some resistance here at like 40 cents. Like at 37, 38, 40 cents. So just be careful if you do take it long. All right. So next up, ATOS. Now ATOS will be the stock that I'd probably be keeping the biggest eye on. Oh, I'm sorry, not ATOS, ABIO. I'm sorry, but ATOS. This stock can move. So I've traded this before. If we can look back in the chart history. Last time I had 2 green days, I remember this day. I actually traded it on this day on October. I actually had like a limit order set when the market opened, and I just took it long. I remember that day. I made like, I don't know, like 12 grand on that day or something like that, something crazy. But so it has. If you can see in the chart history has a history of repeating itself. This can move. All right, when it has a catalyst, it can move. I don't know what caused it to move today. But it still had 12 million shares. Its average is 8 million, so it's above its average. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to run tomorrow, but I'll be looking for a key entry. So if it breaks above 68 and holds, right now it's at 72. I mean, if it pulls back to 68, you could potentially dip by it there, all right? If it holds. If not, you can short it. And then if it breaks down to 65 cents, you could potentially dip by it there. Otherwise, you could take a short, risking off 65. But me, I'm really looking to see if it's going to break that 74.9. I think it will tomorrow. If tomorrow's another day like today, and you can see this potentially rip tomorrow. So definitely keep your eye on ATOS, all right? Especially if you see pre-market, it breaks above that 74.9, because it does have a history of moving, and it does have volume today, and it's its first green day. So, it had 2 green days last time. Before this day, it sold 2 million and 7 million, but this is way more. It's 12 million. So there are buyers that are holding. So we'll see what happens. Look at the news and see. Maybe the news is really good. Next up, ABIO. Now this is the one that I had, told everybody yesterday to look for today, because I loved it, because I said that yesterday, it had this big crash, and I said if it can break 75, which was the high, this could potentially move, and it did exactly that today. Nobody was talking about the stock until they saw it moving, but I had it on my watch list yesterday. All right. For those of you that follow me, I know a lot of people emailed me or Twittered me and told me they made some good profits. So I'm really happy about that. So we have some key support and resistance levels here that I've mapped out. So what I want to see, obviously the higher day was 96.2. So if it breaks above 96.2 and holds, be careful because a dollar is a psychological resistance barrier. So it might get rejected at that dollar and tank. But if it could break above a dollar and hold, this shit is gonna go up like to 150 tomorrow, or maybe test, maybe get back up to fill the gap at that 160. I would not be surprised if it happened tomorrow. All these buyers just drive it up. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but the potential is there. Now, right now it's at 88 cents after hours. So, you know, tomorrow if it pulls back at that 83.4 level and holds, you know, buy the dips. You see, here's some support. So you could buy the dip there, all right? Risking off that. If it breaks below it, the next key support level is 79.5. You could potentially dip buy it there. Otherwise, you could potentially short. If it breaks below that, the next potential dip buy is at 75 cents. If it holds 75, you could potentially dip buy there. Otherwise, short it. And then the last potential dip buy area is 69.4. If it gets to 69.4 and holds, you can dip buy there. Otherwise, you can short it or just, you know, walk away. I probably would have shorted at that level because you got a lot of support here. I don't know where it would go, how much further down it would go from there. But, you know, there's no resistance other than the resistance it created for itself today. So if it gets above 96.2, remember, it has to break above it, pull back, and hold it, or form a higher low. You could take that shot, you know, just be careful at that $1 level, okay, guys? Because if it can, you know, a lot of short sellers are going to be looking to short it at 1, because that's a strategy for a lot of people. But if it can hold 1, no, watch out. You Denmark trades, that's his strategy. He likes to buy above 1, so he'll have his chat room pumping it. So be on the lookout tomorrow. And I could see Warrior Trade try to pump this too. So to me, this is the #1 play. Let's see what happens pre-market. Next up is EMPH. EMPH is up 19%. I like it because it's a like sort of like in a channel. So for me, I'm just looking at it at 2 key levels. I'm either looking to buy the dip or short the breakdown, because what I love about this, you know, I love gap fills, and it has this gap to fill below. So the beauty of this stock is that if it can't hold this clear support level of 307, then you can take it short, and you know, and it's an easy short to at least 290, 280, and maybe it gets lower than that, you know. But if it holds 307, if it pulls back and holds 307, then you could buy the dip, risking off 307 or even $3 because it's a whole number. Now, if it gets above 345, you know, and holds it, then you can go long. Those are the 2 key levels I'm looking at to potentially trade this. That's why it's on my watch list. All right. Next up, NYO. So NYO, again, it's like in this channel, and I like 2 things. So right now it's after hours, it's up to 485. So it breaks above 489 and holds, I'm gonna take it long, risking off the 489. If it doesn't hold it, short it. All right. Same thing, if it pulls back and holds 450, 452, buy the dip. Otherwise, you can short it, risking off 452, 450. Now, what I like about this is it has history of gapping up. So on this day, I remember trading this. This went from $7 to $11. All right, it's a low float stock. So 6 million shares. So the rotation moves fast. So remember what I said. The lower the shares available to trade, the more horsepower. So in terms of a car, this is like a Lamborghini. All right, or Ferrari. Okay, it's got a lot of horsepower. So if it breaks 49 and holds, it's gonna hit everybody's high day scanners, and maybe it moves. We'll see. Next up is I. So this was on my watch list, all right, yesterday, all right, for today, and I told everybody if it broke above 452, right, if it pulled back and held 450, go long. So for those of you that, you know, didn't want to trade some of the other more volatile stocks, you could have took this at that break above the 452, you know, seeing like that you know, it breaks above it and kind of pulls, you got this little retracement here. You could have just, you know, it would have been a clear, safe entry to go, especially once it broke above VWAP. And, you know, you could have been up right now. I'm pulling my watch list because it's, you know, I don't like to trade these stocks because they're real choppy, as you can see. But it's trending upward. It's had a whole bunch of green days, and you know, volume strong. So we'll see. Maybe it gets up to that 515. Maybe it gets rejected and it freaking tanks, which would be awesome. All right, and then you can take it short. But if it breaks above 515 and holds, look for continuation higher. So it's just 2 simple levels. I put stocks on my watch list sometimes just to see. Like, I'm not gonna trade it unless it gets to those key levels, because otherwise you're just gambling. You don't have no clear entry to risk off of. All right. Next up is ECYT, another low float runner. It's up 41%. You know, moved crazy from 4 to 6, and we have some nice. This is gonna be like all the, you know, investors on the ground and all those guys, and this is the stock that they're all gonna be looking to trade. Now, let me see. What is it? Is it hard to borrow with Thinkorswim? But pretty much everything is. You know, e-trading this may be shorter, but I have to check. But what I'm looking to see tomorrow is, you know, it's holding its high, so we may potentially see a break of 608. If it breaks above 608 and holds, take it long. If it can't and you can short it, risking 608. Potential dip buy at 575. If it can't hold 575, if it can hold it, buy the dip. Otherwise, short it, risking off that level. The next level below is 545. If it can hold 545, 550, take it long. Otherwise, you can short it. The next key level is 524. If it can hold 524, you know, 520 area, buy the dip. Otherwise, you can take a short there. Now, there is more support below it, so at 495 and then 483 and then 466. But, you know, I just got tired of doing it. I can't keep mapping out, but, you know, alerts. But I really want to see if it's going to break 608 and go long. All right, so we'll see. Next up, SRNE. SRNE is up after hours. I've traded this before. This stock can move with news, and it trades in a range. Like, it'll move up and then it'll tank a lot. So I'll be looking to short this tomorrow at some point. If it breaks above 1051 and runs, I would love to see where it will pull back. It didn't really have a big pullback other than here at this point. It went from 950 to 8 almost to what, 890. So, you know, tomorrow we'll see what happens. So if it breaks above 1051 and holds, take it long. If it can't hold it, short it, risking off 1050. Potential dip buy at 1005. If it can't hold 1005, you know, if it holds it, dip buy it, otherwise short it. The next key level is 975. If it can't hold 975, you can short it. Now, there is some support here at 950. Just be mindful of that. But if it can't hold 950, this thing, I think, could get back to the $8 level. So I'll definitely be looking at this 975 level if it can't hold it. So that's what I'm looking at tomorrow. There's a lot of these, you know, this watch list could have been 3 times the size. I just put a lot of different options for different people just to see what they like. CHS, so this is Chico's. I don't know. This is one of those retail stocks. I put on my watch list because it has a gap to fill below, and this I love. I love these kind of charts because they're real simple to play. If it breaks above 1043 and holds, take it long. Now, what I really want to see, I'm praying, I'm hoping that it can't hold 985. So if it breaks below 985, well, if it holds 985, you could dip buy it. But if it can't, short it, and this thing gets back down to about 860. So you get a nice, almost full point, actually more than a point, on a short. And this stock is always easy to borrow. All right, so you know, this will be a key watch for me tomorrow. CHS and ABIO will probably be the 2 key watches, like more than anything else, because this is such an easy play. If it can break below 985, we'll see. Next up, TPC. TPC, you know, is up 10%. You know, I like the chart. I like the technicals. Easy potential trades. Now, you know, it's more choppy. It's not what I normally would play, but, you know, it could be an easy play potentially, because if it breaks above 25 and holds, take it long. You know, if it can't hold 24, take it short. You know, just be mindful. There is some support at 2354, 2350 area if you short it below 24. But if it can't hold that, yo, this thing goes back down to $22. So you can get two points short in this if it can't hold 24. So we'll see. You know, nice key watch. Next up is ETSY. ETSY, you know, again, you know, this is one of those stocks that has a gap to fill below, a huge gap to fill below. So I'm definitely got this on watch. And to me, the biggest area I'm really watching is for that. If it gets back to 23.53 and can't hold this thing is gonna go back to like $20. You can get like 3 points on a short. So that's the key area that I'm watching. But you know, you do have some potential areas to long and short. If it breaks above, obviously, the high day 26.23, take it long. If it can't hold it, short it, risking off that. The next key levels are 25.05, so you could dip buy potentially there. if it holds. Otherwise, you could short it, and the next level below that is 24.64. If it breaks below 24.64, it'll be a nice short off that level as well. You know, you do have some support here at 24.04. So, but if it can't hold 24.64, it could be a very, very nice short tomorrow. So this should, you know, keep a side eye on this. You know, it had 15 million shares traded today, so it's up big. But man, this thing could potentially wash tomorrow and give you a lot of points too. So keep an eye on this. I'll definitely be watching this. AAXN. You know, I'm looking at two key levels because again, this is another gap fill below. If it breaks above 36.30 and holds, I'm taking it long. Now there is some areas here you could potentially trade, but because of I'm not a big fan of this stock. So really for me, what I'm looking at to see either go long at the break of higher day 36.30 if it holds, and then short it once it breaks below it, or if it can't hold 31.06, oh man, this is gonna be, look at this, 29, 28, 27. You get like 3-4 points short in this. So I'm praying to the short gods, to the bear gods, that this thing tanks and breaks below this to potentially short it. Big point potential tomorrow on these shorts if they don't hold. But if this can move, I mean, this is at, let me look at the yearly. This is at the yearly high. I think tomorrow though, I think it's gonna pull back a lot hard, but we'll see. Next up, TAL. We've traded this several times. This stock is, you know, on the move. You know, it's in this channel right now. So right now I'm looking to see if it holds 37.30. You know, take it long. You know, you can dip by it. Otherwise, short it. And you know, you can get, you know, then, you know, you have some support here at 34.30, but I think this thing tests that 37 level if it can't hold 37.70. So you know, look at that level. And look at 37.13 if it holds for a potential dip buy. Now, if it gets above 38, take it long, risking, you know, 38.45, 38.50. Now, if it breaks above 38.45, 38.50 and holds, this shit is gonna run. It's gonna run wild. You know, I think it gets back up to 39.28. So be careful. To be safe, you know, 38.50. If it breaks and holds that whole number, take it long. Be a nice move. And then the last but not least, TNET. TNET is this, you know, just up huge. You know, well, it only had 1.6 million shares traded, but for this stock is up a lot. I just like it. The reason why it's on my watch list, because, you know, it does it. If it pulls back to 45.78, you know, you can buy the dip. But if it breaks below it, there's nothing really. I mean, there's not a lot of support here. I mean, there is some support here at 43.89, but if it doesn't hold any of that, there's no reason why this thing can't get back to $40. So you can get 5 points on a short potentially on this tomorrow. That's why it's on my watch list. But if it gets above 48.30, it's at a yearly high, you can take it long. So you know, those are the stocks on my watch list, guys. I'm gonna post this on Twitter. You know, I've been just killing it. Tomorrow, I think I'll have some time. If I can access the Wi-Fi. So the way my setup at work is, I don't have Wi-Fi access at my job. There's like I don't know how, but if I sit in a certain place, I can access the Wi-Fi at another location sometimes. And that's what I've been using to try to trade. You know, I can't keep risking that though. I mean, today could have been a disaster. You know, so I have to be careful. Tomorrow I may just call out plays. I don't know, because I don't want to give back in. I don't know. I gotta think it through. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm a little tipsy. So with that said, folks, have a great night. You know, like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Let me know how things are going for you guys, and have a great evening.